In this task, we are asked to split the string in two, and what was previously the first part shall now be taken and put in the end, so it becomes the last part. And what was previously the last part of the string shall now be the first part of the string. And here is my plan for how to solve it. So we have a main function where we input a word. We are then calling a function called swap, and that will return the swapped parts. So it will return a string where the two parts have been switched. Finally, we will display the result. But what do we do in this swap function then? We first calculate where to split the string. So we calculate the middle of it. After that, we save the two parts into two different strings, and then we recombine them and return them. I will start by creating a new script so we can start writing the code. And with the script created, I will start by creating the main function. And we can see here, I followed my plan here to first input a word. After that, we call this swap function. We haven't created it yet, but I know that I will create it because it's here in my plan. So I can use it here when I am outputting the result, which is the last step here to display the result. So here is what I believe is my main function. We will try to run it later, of course, but for now I think this is how it will look. So now let's continue to write the swap function, and I'm going to write all of it, and then we can take a look at the code. So if we compare the code on our left to our plan here on the right, we can see that first I calculate where to split it. I do it in two steps here. I first check how long is this string that we got as a parameter to our function. And then I use integer division to divide that by 2 to get roughly the middle position. The next step is to save the two parts, and I use string slicing here to get the first and the last part. So if we take a look at what we do, we take the string, we start at the first index, and we stop at split position, which is the one that we calculated here. And for the second part, we actually start at this position and take the rest of the string. And we see here I forgot the colon. We must have that to tell Python that this is string slicing. And then of course the final step is to recombine the parts, and we put the last part first and then the first part last. So let's try to run it. And let's use one of the words that we saw in the example, hello, for example. And if we try to run it again, we can also try it with coffee, which was the other example given. And we can see that now we get this string which is has switched the first and last part. So again, most of the code that we see here is code that we have seen before. The new thing is string slicing. And that is what we should, of course, practice and what we should take with us for the future.